We're live in the 315. We're going to give it a second, see if we got any people coming on. I did put an announcement in our private Facebook group, so hopefully we've got some subscribers. Ooh, I just got a message. I'm going to deny that. Will it let me? Right now I'm sitting outside of my daughter's school. As you can see, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 other cars. It's freshman night. But, yeah, we don't really have a lot of involvement here. I'm going to start getting more involved as a responsible parent. But it is freezing. It's 27 degrees right now, but it feels like 15. I don't know why they don't just say it's 15. I mean, if it feels like 15, it's 15. Didn't Al say that? I thought that was funny. So we'll give it a second. We'll see if we got anybody. I'm trying to push everybody towards this YouTube. So hopefully we can find some people. If not, you know, I'll say a few things and then maybe we'll keep trying. For all of you guys out there that aren't food truckers or are not familiar with Food Truck Chronicles, it is the shit. It's the bomb. Now, basically, Food Truck Chronicles is a first-hand account of the life of a food trucker, following me on my trials, my tribulations, my travels, and we talk about all the stuff that comes with being a food trucker, owning a business, and all the bullshit involved. Because regardless of what business you're in, there's always some bullshit. So that's what we like to talk about in Food Truck Chronicles. We have a private Facebook group for food truckers only, but now we are going to expand it. I guess I'm going to start expanding it to give some of the public a look into the life of a trucker. So hopefully you guys enjoy it and you check out all of the other movies that I have up. The videos, they span from the past 2 years or so. Some of them are from even longer ago than that, but we'll see what we get today. I can't see any comments. Let's see, live chat. All messages are visible. Hey, Sam Fisher, yo, I just seen your stuff. Yo, Sam, are you part of the group or are you on YouTube? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, now we can see him. So, really quickly, before I go in here and deal with all this freshman shit at my kid's school, I want to say thank you to the support that I got from all my fellow food truckers this past weekend. I apologize for getting emo. I hate it. I hate crying. I don't know why I do it. I went for about, oh, awesome, Sam, glad you're here. I went for years without crying. Like, when I was younger, it was a rule that I made for myself. Like, you're not going to cry, that's it. And then after I had my daughter, I don't know, it's just like freaking waterworks. I hate it. But anyways, I want to say thank you to all the people out there that showed me love and support. It was a rough weekend. I'm not even gonna lie. I was completely unprepared. And I wasn't the only one. A lot of us sold out of food. You know, first year events, many of us underestimate them, and really it's not completely our fault, because what are we going to expect? I mean, a lot of times a promoter will tell you that there's going to be 20,000 people in an event, and you're lucky if you get half of that. But you might get 30,000. We really don't know. I guess my best advice would be just to make enough for way more people than expected. Most of the stuff you can freeze, some stuff you can't, but just bring a shit ton of food. Bring a shit ton of food. Because the fact that I did not bring a lot of food really screwed me this weekend. Big time. Like, thousands. Up in the air about starting Pizza Trucker Pizzeria, part of my 5 to 10 year plan. Excellent, Sam. Did you do a business plan yet? Obviously, you probably have started one, since you say it's part of your 5 to 10 year plan. That's going to be your first thing that you want to do. And actually, I'm going to be starting the podcast in the studio. My goal is to do it on the February 27th. And we're going to talk first I'm going to have a guest. My friend Christina from Underground Greens is going to come and be my first guest. But in the second week, I want to just jump right in to small business planning and your key business model, your SWOT analysis. I really want to give you guys some knowledge that you may have already or you may not have that is going to help you immensely with building your business plan. And this is all stuff I'm not charging for it. I've already look. I have the tuition that I owe, my student loan debt. I want to save you guys from having your own student loan debt. Take it from me. I'm not going to tell you anything that I wouldn't tell myself. So, hasn't made it yet past my brain starter. I work EMS, need a different direction in the future. Well, thank you for being an EMS. I appreciate that. Well, you know what? Brainstorming is excellent, and that's really what the business plan is about. When I say business plan, I mean like a simple business plan, not these ones that want your 5-year projections. We'll get into that, and that's important. But the longer, thicker ones that are for like the bank, I'm not talking about that yet. I'm just talking about something to get it out of your brain and out on paper. Even if it's just your basic raw ideas, they're taking up headspace. And for me personally, I know that I have to get the shit out and down on paper. Because if I don't, I mean, I have a million ideas all the time anyways. So it just clutters my brain. So just getting the ideas down on paper, that's part of your business plan. That's a small step right there. So it's all part of, it's all conducive with the goal. But, so we'll get into that. And we'll go over a lot of stuff. I'm going to see if my friend Shelby from the SBC will come, the small SBDC, Small Business Development Center. I personally have just started my women-owned, minority-owned business application. I'm going to try to do it myself before I go through a firm. Excuse me, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know how good that's going to work out, but we'll see. Always got to try, right? But I think that's a great idea, Sam. Where are you located? And I think these are great for the podcast to do some real interaction and to do some, asking questions or giving input. We want this to be inclusive. I mean, I'm the one on the podcast, but you guys are too. You guys are just as much involved and just as much as what makes this podcast a success and what makes Food Truck Chronicles a success. Is the involvement of our group and the camaraderie in the food trucker world. And that's what I talk about a lot too. So, this weekend it was insane. It was a lot more people than expected. On Facebook, it had 15,000 going or interested. And that could be 10,000 people interested and 5,000 going. And, but it ended up being there was 15,000 people just on Saturday alone. There was 4,000 people on Friday. Friday was from 3 to 11. On Saturday, it was 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. We had 14,000 people in one building. This isn't a huge site. This is crammed into a building. Decent sized building, but still a good amount of people. And then Sunday, I believe we had 6,000 people there. I sold out 3 times, which some people would say, oh, that's great. But it's not great when you still have people there and you don't have enough food. So I guess my tip or trick of the day would be to bring a shit ton of food. I don't care how many people. As long as you're not going to be wasting a whole bunch of food that you can't reuse, just bring a lot of food. $1 per person, that could be a nice day. Yeah, I'm telling you. Did some minor research here in Arizona, and it seems more relaxed compared to major cities, but still annoyed with certain regulations. Yeah, I know, $1 per person would have been great. I could have made no less than 10 to 12 grand. Yeah, so I'm not feeling really good about myself right now, but I'm trying not to obsess over it. Yeah, Sam, you're going to get that everywhere. There's regulations everywhere. I mean, I paid $130 just to be there for one day, besides the, few $100 fee that it was for the weekend. And how fucked up is this? Is that their 1 year permit is $193. But because I didn't do it last year, even though I've been in that county, working in that county for like the past 5, 6 years, because I didn't do it for that 1 year, they said, "Well, we got rid of your stuff. Now you're gonna have to do it all over again." And I'm just like, why? I just missed 1 year that I didn't do any events there. I did state fair events, but that's through the Onondaga. That's not through the county. That's through the state health department. More money, more separate shit. So I was like, well, why can't I just pay the 192? And they're like, well, we're gonna have to look at your truck again, and you're just gonna have to pay the 130 for this day. So that sucked, and I really didn't. I didn't really like that at all. The one regulation that I can't get over is the one where you need to prep your food in a real store. What you're probably talking about is a commissary. It can't be a real store. That wouldn't make any sense. But a commissary. Now, a commissary is simply a location that already has or can have a kitchen, a certified kitchen on hand. So we're talking Rotary clubs, churches, bars and restaurants that you can maybe be able to use their storage. Now listen, a lot of times it's just simply a letter. It's going to be a letter from that establishment that gives you permission to use that establishment as your commissary. That's all it is. Regardless if you cook all your food there or cook it on your truck. Because a lot of people just need a commissary for storage because most of their food is fresh. So like my one friend, she's got a commissary, but all of her stuff is fresh cooked. I mean, she'll store stuff there, but all of her stuff is cooked fresh in her truck. So, but it's a regulation that we all have. Oh, there's more parents here now. But I'm going to get off of this, and we are going to talk about regulations, and we are going to talk about all of that stuff. So, Sam, I'm really glad that you're involved in this, because these are also things that we're going to take call-ins for on the podcast, and I really want to call health departments in real time and get these answers for you guys. And I'm not talking about my local health department. I'll call your local health department and we will find out the answers. So I think that's kind of exciting. Anyways, love you guys. Peace out. I gotta go be a parent. How do I stop this? Okay. How do I get done? Uh-oh. I don't want to exit out. Oh shit.